Devlin.
You've gotta love sport.
The Platform.
Ian Foster joins us on the platform to talk Sam Cane. Ian, was this a surprise to you, this news yesterday?
Yeah, not really. I know that, Sam is, he's really thoughtful. He's looked at his future and and clearly he's enjoyed his experience in Japan. I know he's had a few injury issues, but enjoyed his experience in Japan, and I think he's probably seen this as a really good way for him and his family to finish his career.
How do you look at him as All Black captain, and how would you like him to be looked at as All Black captain?
Well, I've got massive regard for Sam, and as a person, as a player, and as a captain. And I think when people consider, the time that he was captain, he took over, we went into a COVID situation. Rugby was a little bit in turmoil in 2020, even in 21. We had an All Black team that was on tour for 14 weeks, basically in quarantine, playing 12 tests. We had a lot of our leaders couldn't come because of quarantining and all that sort of stuff. We had 5 captains that year, and the reason I'm saying all that, Marty, is that through all that, even when he wasn't there, he connected well. He led alongside others. I think he was a very collaborative leader within the team. He empowered a number of guys around him, and he built a leadership group around him that I think was really powerful. He had some great mentors early in his career, but he really worked with people. But then when it came to the crunch and big games, I think he showed that he could lead from the front as we would expect an All Black captain to do.
Was there anyone else at the time that you thought about giving the captain to when you named him captain? Because you did name him at the start of last season.
Yeah, look, there's always, at the time when we first looked in 2020, we'd sort of ended, we've had 2 iconic captains before that. I mean, we had Richie McCaw and then we had Kieran Reid, and there was sort of no doubt about the captaincy. And as we go into this one, it was like we had a number of really good candidates, and that's a consequence of the strong leadership group and the mentoring that had gone on the last 10 years. So we were in a good position, but I really wanted to be clear. I wanted people to know who the leader was going to be, and did that early. And so, I guess with the selectors at that point, we decided on Sam, and really believe we got that right.
I mean, we're only crystal ball gazing about this now. He's played 95 tests. Is he going to get to 100? Is he going to come back and play for the All Blacks this year, do you think?
Well, I've actually spoken to Sam and listened to his statement, so clearly he's keen to, and I'm sure that he won't go into anything half-hearted, Sam. And so he's available and is keen to play for the All Blacks, and so I guess that's up to the All Blacks now what they want to do with him. But I know that if he gets given the chance, he'll give it everything in whatever role they give him. And so I guess in some ways it'll be a little bit different. But the role obviously won't be a captain. But if he's given the chance, I know that he'll put everything he can into that black jersey.
Ian Foster with us on the platform, and we're talking about Sam Cane and his statement yesterday. So players like him and Ardie Savea, they come back from Japan after playing up there, having a sabbatical, haven't played any rugby here, available for selection for the All Blacks. If you put your old coach's hat back on, it's effectively like, it's effectively like they've been selected for playing overseas, isn't it? I just don't see what the difference is, because it's just that, yes, they aren't playing overseas exactly at the moment, but they have been. So they haven't had any form in New Zealand.
Yeah, well, we've been there before, haven't we? We've had a number of players who have come back from sabbaticals. I think Bodie did it a couple of years ago. We've had the likes of Dan and that before, but coming back, my experience with this sabbatical, I think it's I back it. I think it's been great decisions to give players a short-term hit somewhere else but commit them long term. And I think that's the way Sam went into this at the time. And my experience is when they come back, it takes them a little while to get up to speed again. So it doesn't just happen. So, the first 2 or 3 weeks, they're, how they train and how they prepare themselves mentally, speed of thought's all important that they get tested and grow in that area. So I think it does take a little bit of time, but, I think as a long-term tool, it's been a pretty powerful one for New Zealand rugby, and they should continue it.
Ian, how much toll did the World Cup final loss and that red card take on him?
Oh, I think a big toll. If you put yourself in his shoes, it was a massive thing to happen, and then it wasn't only only that. It was all the debate about it afterwards, and it was a real World Cup final. Was it full of drama and decisions that'll be talked about for decades? So, and he's at the centre of that. So, look, it's never easy, and I know he's got a massive sense of commitment to his team, and obviously being captain and then to get red carded in that first half was immensely challenging for him. But he got surrounded by the people that really mattered the most, which is his teammates, and the teammates know that everyone's a whisker away from getting a card at that tournament, because that's the way it was being reffed, and it was Sam's turn. And so whilst it was immensely frustrating for the team and for him, I know that he hurt a lot, but he got over it. In many ways, I think probably the decision an earlier decision to go and have a sabbatical at Japan probably turned out to be quite a good thing for him and his family, I think, just to give himself a bit of breathing space after that. But